We're now moving on to the next stage in our Sugya, Achdus Hashem, which we're going to be learning over the next week, Parshas Shmos. Up until now, we've seen the general idea of Shefa Eliki v'Achanas Kelim. We've explored the necessity for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, why it's important for us to daven on a daily basis, and what we contribute to becoming a receptacle for the Shefa Eliki with our Esek and Parnasa Begashmis. This has obviously enhanced our understanding of the rule of Birchas Havayi Taashir. Now we're going to be moving on to looking at this from a broader perspective. As we know, the Yesod of Chassidus is as Einen Milvade, as the Eibishter is one and only one, meaning that there is no Metzias besides for the Eibishter, afilu b'chalol shalel. We're going to be approaching this same discussion on Parnasa from this Yesod of what Chassidus is all about. This will obviously give us an entirely different and far richer appreciation of the same Sugya that we've been learning till now. Perhaps, in other words, if what we've been doing till now is the Gufa Sugya, the skeleton of Seder Ishtalshalos, the mechanisms, how and what happens with every piece in place in order to bring down the Shefa Eliki. Now we're going to be approaching this from the neshama of the Sugya. Achdus Havaya, Emes Havaya Le'elam, and everything that we're discussing in Parnasa is really an extension and expression of this Yesod of Einen Milvade. The actual learning material is quite straightforward. There's the Mitzvas Milah from Derech Mitzvosecho, which is the basic reading material, and then there's the Mamer of the Frierdiker Rebbe, which is the same ideas elaborated in the Frierdiker Rebbe style, which we haven't seen yet, bringing out an Aveda Dikaesius, very geschmack. There's also a piece from B'yem Yosef Tovshin Lamed Aleph, which is Hisofe in Pshat, which is probably going to be touched on in the Shiurim, how it helps out in Pshat in Mitzvas Milah and Derech Mitzvosecho. Now, a few practical points. Regarding Mitzvas Milah, generally speaking, when we learn Derech Mitzvosecho, since we want to understand the mitzvah, how it is in Pnimius HaTorah, it's important to understand the way it is Al Pi Kabbalah, which is usually the first piece of every mitzvah in Derech Mitzvosecho. However, in our case, we're not really going to be doing the entire Mitzvas Milah, so it wouldn't be kedai to spend too much time on the first piece of Mitzvas Milah Al Pi Kabbalah. You could even skip it and go straight to investing the time on from the beginning of Perek Aleph, which is what's negeh to our Sugya. Another nukuda. The ideas which we're going to be discussing now, this inyan of Ein Tzavel Avodah Zarah, of Achdus Hashem, have really been mentioned already in our previous Mamarim, in the Maimah from Tavkuf Samachei and in Kuntras Umayin. It would be worthwhile, if one does have the time, after finishing the Mitzvahs Milah and the Maimah from Tafresh Peivav, to go over the inyan the way it is in Maimer Chav Gimel in Kuntras Umayin. Now, even if you didn't do the Kuntras Umayin earlier, this Maimer could be done as a separate piece. It's self-standing, and it's geschmack to see how the Rebbe Rashab summarizes the inyan in his own language. And one final thought. There's been some frustration with the practical application of our Sugya in day-to-day life. This has expressed itself somewhat in the WhatsApp group and some with private messages, with some more general questions and some very specifics, how to bring our Mamorim down L'maisa B'Payil. Now, obviously, our limud is a limud shemevi l'idei ma'aseh. But we are still in the preliminary stages. We are still learning the Sugya as it is in the Yesodis and the Merkos. Mitzvah Hashem, after Yud Shvat, we're going to be seeing how this is in Likutei Sichos, where the language is so much more relatable and relevant on many levels. The Rebbe is also going to be making a Seder in various madregas. He's going to be bringing together the pieces of the Sugya and making a new Seder. We're also in Mitzvah Hashem going to be seeing different Igris from the Rebbe and Yechidesen, and we're still before even our first Farbrengen as a Kolel together, where we're going to be able to hash out all of the different issues. So it's almost as if we're learning the Inyan in the Sugya in Gemara. We're starting with the Gemara Teves. We haven't even opened the Shulchan Aruch, and we're asking about the specific din, how it would be applied halacha l'maaseh. So obviously, there's not chas v'shalom looking to discourage any questions. There's never a wrong time for a question, and all of discussion is good. And Baruch Hashem, the WhatsApp group is lebedik. It really feels like a lebedik Beis Medrash. But for those who are frustrated, please just hang in there. There's light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to, Mitzvah Hashem, be seeing the full aid of Chassidus, how it could be applied to our day-to-day lives. Ki heim chayenu ve'erech yameinu.